So you're thinking of buying a house in Woodstock? Well, you came to the right place. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the key steps involved in purchasing a home. Okay, the first thing, and many overlook this step, is actually deciding if homeownership is right for you. If you aren't sure, check out one of my latest videos, Buying versus Renting. It'll have more details to help you make that decision. But a couple of key factors that I'll include here are the length of time you're going to want to stay in this house. Do you currently have stable income, and do you plan on having stable income or employment for the remainder of the time that you stay in that house? And lastly, do you have enough savings built up to cover the upfront costs of buying a house? Things such as the down payment and closing costs. So you decided, yep, I want to stay in this place for years to come. I have good income right now, and I've built up substantial savings to cover that down payment. So what's next? I always recommend doing two things simultaneously right now. One would be reaching out to a realtor and starting those initial discussions. And the second is reaching out to a mortgage broker. That mortgage agent will help you get started on a pre-approval. If you're at this step, reach out via the link below to book a meeting with me. I love helping my clients from this point to tailor a custom-made game plan for buying a house. If you're looking for mortgage agents, I have a list of preferred lenders on my website, so you want to check that out too. So at this point, you might be asking, what am I going to need to get a pre-approval? You'll have to refer to a licensed mortgage agent to discuss the specific details of your personal case. But in this video, I'll give a handful of typical documents that mortgage agents and lenders are going to collect from you before giving you that pre-approval. Number one, and it's fairly obvious, it's going to be your ID and typically your social insurance number. They're going to use this to run a credit check. Some do soft checks, some end up being a hard inquiry on your credit report. So I recommend that you ask your agent which one it will be and how it will affect your credit score. Next thing they're going to want to see is some income details, stuff like pay stubs and a letter of employment. And if you're self-employed, this might look like bank statements. Next thing they're going to ask for is tax information, stuff like your T1s, T4s, and your notice of assessments for the last couple of years. Lastly, they're going to be looking for proof of funds for the down payment. This will typically look like a 3-month statement from whichever account you're going to be using to pay that down payment. So that's a few of the general documents they'll be looking for. Again, I encourage you to reach out to a licensed mortgage professional that can help you in your specific situation and guide you through that process. All right, so you've worked through a mortgage pre-approval, you got your letter from them. Some might even call this a budget. A key point to remember here, especially if you have a co-signer on board, you might not be able to afford the payment that budget on the pre-approval gives you, especially after factoring in other costs of living, such as vehicle expenses or groceries. So just make sure that you account for that in your budget. So now that you're at this stage, you're really going to want to book that appointment with me so we can start working on your home acquisition strategy. In this meeting, we'll discuss your goals so I can really get clarity on what you're looking for in your next home. We'll also talk about the methods that I use to help you find your dream home. That may include on or off market deals. And of course, I'll walk you through the rest of the steps involved in your home buying journey and show you how I'll be there to guide you on your path to home ownership here in Woodstock.